Welcome, welcome! It's Mud Dog with the Texas Space Navy bringing you another Star Citizen video. And today we are looking at Invictus Day 3 and 4. Wow, jerk. Thanks. It's going to end up getting somebody hurt. Careless behavior. So yeah, we're going to check out what Crusader, MISC, and Mirai have to offer today. And, see if there's anything we want to pick up. Hopefully you guys are enjoying Invictus. Texas Space Navy yesterday did our annual Naked Mile through the hall here, through the Bevic Convention Center. And maybe I'll bring some footage of that to you guys later in the week. It's always a lot of fun. We had over 20 people doing our normal shenanigans. But let's get on with the show, and we'll talk about these ships that they have here on sale and on the Bevic Convention Center floor. So here you have the Ares Inferno and then the Ares Ion. These are considered heavy fighters. Heavy because they really only have one gun, a size 7. In this case, on the Inferno, it's a Gatling gun, a minigun that will chew through armor like crazy. You can actually carry up to size 5 missiles, which are considered torpedoes, and can also take on the big capital ships. This thing is definitely dedicated towards taking out the heavier class ships and capital ships. Here is the Ion with its size 7 laser cannon, and it too can carry the size 5 missiles, torpedoes, whatever you want to call them. This thing can be fun to play. They have nerfed the crap out of it since it came into the game. They didn't like it one-shotting fighters. I still think that it should have that capability, personally. Maybe it'll get back to that in the future. I don't know. Then we also have the this is going to be the A2 Hercules. A2's over on their left. This is the M2, the C2, and the A2 Hercules cargo vessels. The A2 is the military variant, has all the extra guns, but regardless, all of them can carry a crap ton of cargo, including tanks and other vehicles. You can see the cargo hold here. The A2 here has multiple size 10 bombs, so it's capable of dropping those on the surface and causing all sorts of nasty damage. So it's devastating in that role. The M2 is also a military version of this ship, but it only has the extra guns. It doesn't have the bombs. And of course, the C2 is a civilian cargo hauler only. It does have a few guns, but nothing to really write home about. These ships are pivotal for hauling cargo and hauling all sorts of vehicles and stuff in game if you're trying to move your org from one place to another. I mean, later on there'll be some ships that are more keyed into that role than that particular ship, but that's its main purpose, and it's really good at it. Other than the Hull C, the Crusader C2 can carry the most cargo out of all the other ships right now in game. And of course, we have some server issues. Wouldn't be Invictus without some server issues and some stuttering. So our next route will take us over here into the side room. And here you're going to see the Spirit on the right, which is this C2. You have the C1. You have the A1 here to my left, which is the bomber variant of the smaller Crusader ships. Then you have the Mercury Star Runner here in the middle. This is like the closest thing to the Millennium Falcon you're going to get in the game. It is awesome. It has a smuggler's compartment. It's got servers. So it's much more geared towards data running and that sort of thing. But it is a fantastic ship either way. There's another Mercury there. Wonder why they have 2 Mercuries in here other than the paint jobs. But really awesome ship. You really need 3 people to run it effectively, though. So keep that in mind if you decide you're going to get a Mercury Star Runner, that you have some buddies with you, because the pilot only gets access to the front 2 guns. It's got 2 turrets with 2 guns apiece. So you're really going to need a couple people in those. If you're going to do, have a full crew, you might want to have somebody to actually be able to run the data stuff in the final seating area in the data chamber, the server chamber. So you look at the convention center. We've already seen everything in the middle here and over here. So now we need to go check out Hall 3 and the under halls of the convention center. So far, what have you guys liked about the convention center and Invictus launch week? Are you new to Invictus launch week, or is this something you've been to before? If you have seen it before, is there something else you would like to, or like for them to do during Invictus that would be cool to you? Now, if you haven't ever seen the flyover that the Javelin and Bingle and all of those do, that usually happens in space at all the major landing zones, or at least their stations that hover above them. So you'll definitely want to check those out. So now we're going to be in the MISC and Mirai section of the convention hall. And right off the bat, you have a couple different Furies. You've got the missile variant over here on the right, and then you've got the gun variant on the left. These things are probably the most bang for your buck as far as fighting capability, but they are snub fighters, so there are no capability of going into quantum with these. You have to actually have them on something like a C2 or a Carrack or something like that to transport them. I would love to see a Fury capital or Fury carrier that kind of, what would be cool to me is if they had a way to attach them, like either on the top or the back here, and they just dropped them down straight down from below, and they would have maybe 8 to 10 Furies that you could have in that ship, each with its own little drop area, and retrieval area would be, I mean, you could use tractor beams to pull them in from that ship, or they would be able to dock some way. Obviously, getting in and out of them, that would be the interesting thing. Like, they'd have to pull it into the ship, and then the canopy would open and you could get out. So I don't know the mechanics of it. It'd be cool to draw something up for that, but maybe CIG has something in the works for a Fury carrier. Then you have the Freelancer MISC over here. This is the missile boat or gunship version of the Freelancer. Extra armor, way more armaments as far as missiles. Could be a great ship for you guys that are wanting to kind of do your own thing, maybe with one other person in the verse. Over on the left, you have the MISC Reliant Tana, which is a light fighter. Kind of cool. It rotates into a vertical position because it's heavily influenced by Xi'an tech, and it'll fly in a vertical position. You could fly it in horizontal position as well, but the vertical position is the way it was intended, and it's got 2 pilot chairs, or pilot and co-pilot chair, right in the front. We'll get a closer look at that here in a moment. Up front here, you have the Mirai Razor EX, which is kind of like a stealth interdictor spy ship, if you want to call it that. Super fast. The Razor platform is almost like a Formula One racer platform. So it does have some other ships in that category. The regular Razor LX, which is the luxury part. Both of those are kind of cool ships as well, but this ship, I'm just not super big on it. Some other people may like it more than I do. I mean, I like the way it looks, but the function of it, I'm not a huge fan. So the little things here, these are the newest additions to the game other than what just came out yesterday. These are the Pulses. These are like little hover bikes that Mirai has done. The regular Pulse has the gun on the front. The racing version just has a fuel scoop on the front end. Those are cool little bikes. They can fit in just about any ship that has a hangar here. Here you can see the 2 seats up front and the little bay in the back. And then this big behemoth back here is the MISC Starfarer Gemini. Now, the regular Starfarer is all about fuel conversion, fuel capture. So it can go and scoop up a bunch of fuel near a planet or a star, and then it can convert that fuel into something that can be used by other spaceships, and it's able to actually refuel those spaceships. The Gemini is the military version of that ship, has extra armor, has a missile pod in the front instead of guns, so it's a little bit different, but mostly still the same ship. If you need a refueler in your fleet, then you may want to jump on the opportunity of getting that one. If you don't need the refueler right now, then I mean, there's obviously some other ships that'll be available for that role later on. And again, we're getting all sorts of server issues here. And we got another F8C Lightning. So what do you say we go down and we check out Tumbril Systems and see what they have in the way of ground vehicles for us? They should have a whole bunch of different ground-based vehicles that we can take a look at. Now, I'll be giving you prices here in a moment, so stay tuned for that. We'll go to the website and we'll take a look at how much all these different ships will cost you. All of them are free to fly right now, though. So if you come to the convention center, you can hold down F and click on the ships, and it'll give you the opportunity to rent them for 24 hours, and you can fly whatever ship you want to fly. Again, more server issues. All right, so one of my favorite vehicles in the game now, just looks cool. It's a lot of fun to drive around. This is the Storm tank by Tumbril. It's got an AA version and the gunned version. It's really made for one person. It's kind of fast. It looks cool and futuristic. Really like the way that it looks personally. You guys can let me know what you think. And then over here, we have a bunch of Cyclones on the right, and we're going to have the Nova tank on the left. So you have the Cyclone RN, which is recon, Cyclone TR, which is the ground with the minigun at the top there, Cyclone AA, which is going to be your anti-air Cyclone, and then the Cyclone MT, which has both missiles and guns at the top. Pretty cool. And then over here, again, you have the Nova tank that this guy appears to be stuck in. And in the holo tank, this is the Tumbril Ranger motorcycle. Has guns on either side. There's actually several different variants of this Ranger. And I think this one's coming before too long. I think they may be working on it, and then, well, it'll probably be next year. But yeah, I think they have plans to work on it sometime soon. Well, there you have it, Invictus Day 2. Let's go back up top and let's go to the website and see how much all these ships are going to set you back. And now we're back on the website and we have Crusader Industries first. So let's take a look and see how much their ships are going to cost you if you're interested in one. The A1 Light Bomber, $200. The A2 Hercules, $750. The Ares Inferno, $250. Ares Ion, $250. The C1 Spirit, $125. It's just the regular cargo hauler variant. C2 Hercules, $400. The M2 Hercules, $520. The Mercury Star Runner, $260. And then you'll have special offers for the complete pack, $27.75 on War Bond, or with credit it'll be $3,100. So if you got any questions on Crusader, then you can just come to this page and find out. Now let's go to Tumbril Land Systems and see how much they're charging for everything. The AA is $80. The MT is $75. The Cyclone RN $65. The TR is $65. The Nova Tank is $120. The Ranger is $40 for the TR version. And the Storm is $90. Storm AA $100. So there you have it. Those are the vehicles from Tumbril Land Systems. Then moving on to Mirai, we have the Fury at $55. Fury MX at $55. Pulse at $30. Razor EX at $155. So not any difference between the regular Fury and the Fury MX in pricing, but again, that could be a really awesome ship to have if you've got a carrier of some kind that can drop them out of the bay if you have. But that's me. People don't care what I say. The Mirai Complete Pack, $575. Let's see what all you get on that, because Mirai doesn't have a whole lot out. You're getting a Fury LX, a Fury MX, Pulse LX, Razor EX, Razor LX, and then 120 months of insurance. That's not too bad. All right, moving on to MISC. At $175, you have the MISC Freelancer MISC, which is that gunship. Tana at $75, the Gemini 340. And then you can also do the special upgrade to the Gemini this year. So if you want it at a cheaper path or cheaper amount, that would probably be the way to go. The MISC Complete Pack is not being offered right now, it looks like. But there you have it, guys. What do you think of IAE Day 3 and 4? Are you getting anything? Are you going to wait? Is there something you kind of want to get, but you're holding off for something bigger and better? Let me know in the comments down below. I appreciate each and every one of you guys tuning in. Thank you for not leaving the channel, even though I hadn't been putting videos out as consistently. We're going to work on that. Thank you so much. I'm Mud Dog with the Texas Space Navy, and I'll see you out in the verse.